Fires Pact are a sleeper team in those sort of situations, able to take 19-16. And again, some of the victories that they've gotten on Train for the side of Galaxy Racer, both of them quite convincingly. You know, they've got one game against a stand-in type of Movistar Riders squad, but you look at the rest, it's 22-19 against Level Up and then 19-16 against Fate. If Galaxy Racer win Train, statistically, it's normally on overtime.
Yeah, and I mean, if anything, what we can learn from a map like Train is that sometimes now it has become a bit closer than usual. In the past, it would be quite one-sided to witness, you know, something like a 16-7 scoreline or 16-8 scoreline, but nowadays, somewhat Train has gotten more competitive. I guess it also comes down to the new economy not being as punishing as the last one, and Forespy is also working out quite well in a map like Train, especially for the CT side, who might just get a few scouts and a few pistols, and if the scouts get the tags in, then the pistols can mop things up, and suddenly you've got a win on your belt. But speaking of wins, we're going to be kicking things off here on Train, and of course, the first pistol round will be at play. Izako Boars investing quite heavily in the utility department, the one smoke, Molotov, and the two flashbangs, whereas the players of Galaxy Racer, I mean, it's standard business to get that smoke grenade and kit early on.
Now let's see where this one's going to go, starting nice and early. Always good to see here on the side of Galaxy Race, like you said, that diffuse kit out as well. But see where this CT side is starting to take us. Tabs going to be opening things up very nicely for an early frag of the round here. Tabs is one of those players that I'm definitely looking towards here in a series like this. He is the IGL of the squad, but again, his aim and his fragging potential is very, very good. I know that he's pretty much, if he's not practicing with the squad, he's always playing FPL, so he's definitely got his aim at a high level. Double drop there as Freddy Frog. That's a great way to begin right now. Toa taking tags, and it seems like it's going to be a relatively flawless pistol for Galaxy Racer.
I mean, no, it's just on some obvious. How on earth is he supposed to win this one? He's walking into the jaws of Freddy Frog. Actually survives for a little bit longer than usual, but it's go down eventually. Galaxy Racer. Now that's a statement. That's how you win the first pistol on your opponent's map pick. Not giving them any chances, even though you have the jump down come in. It's actually not a bad idea. It's just that the other player just got stuck on the ladder, and of course from the ladder position, it's just so hard to get a kill, and not to mention just deal any damage.
Beautiful start, Galaxy Racer. That's a great way to begin now. Izako Boars taking a standard eco round. No bomb plant, so no real investment. They'll just be going for a standard eco round, maybe a bomb plant at most, but that's a perfect nade landing at the feet of Izako Boars. So much damage has been inflicted now, and it's an easy shutdown. Tabs with a 4K, Galaxy Racer with a second round, and Izako Boars coming into their first opening investment. Of course, we know that this is their map pick. We'll see if they can kick things off as to be expected with a victory here in their first opening buy round. We know that the T side is decent for Izako Boars. It's their CT where they get the majority of the successes. But again, Izako Boars, we want to see them getting off the mark nice and early, especially on their own map pick.
Let's see though, Izako Boars out with weapons already. Tabs, that's going to be a nice Molotov to deploy. Does have the back hoy, cannot really aggress any further. Of course, Pop Dog is very much a high point of contention here to map like Train, and look like Galaxy Racer will be giving up that position. That just, yeah, by Freddy Frog. That's a lot of damage being inflicted, because in his position, he wanted to make sure that if he sees anyone, he could just chuck in the Molotov and back away safely. But here, he loses almost all of his HP, and now he loses his life. Being the lonesome defender on the B-bomb site, if you end up dying too quickly, like in this case, that means the remaining 4 players can't really attempt the retake. They just have to back away and save. But you can see that Galaxy Racer, they're out here in CD spawn potentially trying to go for this.
Yeah, very interesting actually that they do play just a solo sort of B-site defender. Very common to play a second one on there, usually at this sort of level. However, as we come into this one right now, we are in a bit more of a sticky spot. Relaxer and Tabs taking damage. Pleasant as well, despite the trades. Don't think there's enough time to actually get on the defuse, although Tabs, no. Connected perfectly there inside of the smoke. And that leaves Arvis down in the 1 versus 1. The Round is going to go in the favor of Izako Boars. Some decent damage there by Galaxy Racer, but the T side off to a nice start with an opening victory in really the first round they were required to do so. Their opening gun round providing that initial success.
Not too shabby. Very nice way to kick things off here for roster of Izako Boars. Then again, that's just nature sometimes of committing towards the B-bombs, that if you manage to eliminate that one player so quickly, from there on out it becomes a lot easier to try and secure the victory there, especially in that case. Once you take over the bomb side, you want to make sure that you move and just swarm the side itself, get your players behind the train cards so that the players of Galaxy Racer that want to go for the retake have such a difficult time doing so, because there's so many angles to check. In fact, it's too many angles to check, so they just have to back away. In this instance, though, Tab is a great way to kick things off. I'm not really sure where he acquired the frag here, but looks like it is going to be out here at T-Con. Nice start here for Galaxy Racer.
Please to grab that early entry here. The round is a little bit more of a not vital one here for the CTs, but definitely with the economy starting to take a little bit of a dip, they do need to be very careful about how this one begins to set itself up. Again, with 50 seconds on the clock, Izako Boars ready for a B-sided take, it seems. A couple of players not yet ready to join the rest of the squad, but is the B-side so far where the bomb is residing. Tabs will take out Toa, though, and that does now make things so much more difficult. Whether it's a B-side take or not, it still does not take away from the fact that this is a 5-on-3 overall in the round. As the rotates do come through, the flanks can be assembled already. Dazon very quickly around the back lines, and that might just be enough to maybe even deny the plant. They are yet to put a bomb down, and Dazon is very quick down this ramp. He'll spot the shadow, but go for the flanks. He's not even been spotted as he shuts down one more. It's all onto Suhi. One in return, but that's all he'll get. And finally, a nice retake out of Galaxy Racer. That B-bomb site at least sticking on the defense there.
Oh, it's nice as well that in this scenario, they only lose the one player in the retake. That is something you don't get to witness too often. So it is pretty impressive what they've managed to achieve here. Very nice stuff here for the side of Galaxy Racer. But at least Izako Boars to get a bomb plant, meaning that it's not going to have to be necessarily the full-on eco here. They can invest in some pistols, some armor if they want to. In fact, yeah, it's going to be the pistols and the scout here in the hands of Suhi. Overall, Galaxy Racer, they have ended off the attackers here of Izako Boars, and in fact had a successful retake as well. See if they can keep up the pace, though. It is quite important here in a map like Train that you gotta get that momentum going in. Pleasant, some aggression from his part, and well, that is a nice flashbang, but he has no idea how many players are there on the other side, and instead of backing away, he will actually keep on holding the angle. It's a dangerous game he's playing right now, and he should be very careful about it.
Oh, spam there onto Suhi does so much damage. Over confidence maybe out of Pleasant, but that smoke giving him a little bit more defense. Right now with those tags coming in, some very nice damage inflicted. Player spotted on the top of the trains, just about keeping himself safe. And Pleasant still sticking around inside that lower depth of the bomb site as well, or down to Ivy, so he is not willing to give up the fight yet, and gets the early one onto Exus as well. That's a very nice start. Pleasant taking a little bit of damage. Some of these Galaxy Racer players do need to be careful. Do not want to give free frags, and plenty of them as well toward that Izako Boars side. Is Freddy Frog now dying? This becomes a little bit more interesting. A 3 versus 3 as the scout doing damage once again. They've got to be so careful right now. They've got a Tech 9 in hand and now an AK for Avis, but luckily the health just about saves this side.
Yeah, and there we go. They're going to catch Avis as well. That's what I'm talking about. You always have to be careful about aggressing here, especially on a round where you are expecting your opponents to be on a somewhat of an eco. In that instance, in the gun round, though, if it does come down to this 2v2 scenario and they still pull it off for the win, that's great. But here on the eco, I mean, it got dicey very quickly. It is going to be the 4-1 start here for Galaxy Racer. Not that bad, all things considering this is their opponent's map pick. Of course, now we might see some more engagements with the ops, considering there are 2 ops on the side of Galaxy Racer, and you have one in the hands of Exus, but it is Toa with the very aggressive position. Tabs may not be aware of it just yet, but he is looking for the engagement on Exus, missing the first shot, and they still don't know about Toa's positioning.
Nice early tags in there as well. That's perfect. Toa now shutting down Tabs, but again, it's damaged by Pleasant, keeping this side just about alive. Into a 4v3. Dazon, though, taking a big chunk of damage there. Flashbang keeps him alive as Avis position now given up and still can't trade him back. Avis stuck on that train and, well, already being spotted. Galaxy Racer, this is a formidable beginning. So far, shutting down the majority of those Izako Boars rounds, minus that B-bomb site sort of mess up. They've had a pretty much perfect CT side so far.
Yeah, apart from that one round, you're right. I mean, this has been a great run of form here for Galaxy Racer. Izako Boars, not enough to invest here, so again, it is somewhat standard affair here on any map, really. When you have the proper investment, you go into the gun round. If you don't get a bomb plant, in this case, Izako Boars just have to go for the partial investment. But even so, you might say it's just simple pistols, but even the pistols can cause a lot of havoc. Freddy Frog, at least he's been together with Relaxa. So Relaxa should be the first man contact, sees the first player, and Freddy Frog swings into action as well. So far, so good. Damage being dealt to the Izako Boars. 2 players going down. And even though Freddy Frog is softened up, they're still going against these unarmed opponents.
Far so good here. Galaxy Racer just peeking out. Able to at least close the maybe some damage or a kill potentially, but not even seeming likely at all right here. The full eco not really having too much of an effect. Dane, last man alive, stranded inside of Pop Dog. 50 on the clock, maybe an opportunity. Blows out a kill or so, but not even the slightest. 6-1, Galaxy Racer. Off to a great start here. Giving themselves a real opportunity to lock in a great first half and finally a tactical timeout taken by Izako Boars as well.
Oh, I'd say it's about time. Maybe it should have even come in a little bit sooner, if I'm being honest. It's good to see that they're taking the time out, having the discussion that is incredibly necessary. Well then, this is going to be a scenario where, yeah, in this timeout, Izako Boars will have plenty of time to discuss of how they want to approach this one. Exus, of course, being the opera, you want to see him go out and look for some of the opening engagements. That's just how you want to have a T-set opera approach this one. Let him roam. Let him roam around the map. Let him go and take on Pop Dog, maybe even Ivy or somewhere towards Brown Holes. Those are definitely some of the areas an opera can go towards and look for the engagements. And Exus strikes me as one of the players that can absolutely do so. Confidence is the name of the game, and well, he goes in for the early peek, but doesn't really find anything apart from a Molotov in his face. And look at Relaxa. He's gonna go for the engagement here, but oh, I'm not sure even the player. Oh, Avis actually wins the engagement. Unbelievable. How on earth has he done that? And now Izako Boars. They've thrown down some of the utility here, but not all of it. Now the rest will come in. And Pleasant does get the frag on one, but Suhi responds with his. Izako Boars now have swarmed the bomb site. All they got to do right now is get that bomb down, and it will be mission accomplished. As Exus punches in those digits, Galaxy Racer, I think it's time to call the save. Especially with that kill. Suhi, great one on Freddy Frog. Tabs and Pleasant desperately need to keep the 2 snipers alive, but as you can see, Pleasant and Tabs are both backing away from this one. They don't want to be part of this successful hit or this retake here.
Much wiser to save those AWPs as well now, especially with economy being somewhat okay with the rounds they've gathered, but again, being made a little more expensive. Pleasant now being put under a massive challenge here. Needs to drop that smoke just to keep himself alive. And again, with the side of Izako Boars as well, they'll apply a bit of pressure, but not willing to overextend and lose those weapons. But they get themselves a second round, and that is That's really all that matters for them right now, to grab a victory here and just keep the T side alive. Boars and AWPs back out for Galaxy Racer, though they've still got a little bit of money in the reserve as well. Players like Relaxer, 6.7k. And they will take a first tactical timeout as well. Give themselves a little bit more of a discussion time. Tab's having an incredible game so far. 11-3 for him. Whereas nobody really off the mark yet for Izako Boars. Only a single frag for Exus. Nobody really out in front, but we'll see, of course, where this one goes. I mean, I'm very impressed so far with Galaxy Racer's performance, knowing what they particularly show us on train. This is a much better start than I expected for this side.
Yeah, I mean, the Galaxy Racer, the fact that you've already picked up 6 rounds, that is rather impressive in a map they don't really have a great success rate on. And considering this is also Izako Boars' map pick, it's kind of interesting to note that they've only picked up the 2 rounds thus far. It is, however, quite dissatisfying that the players of Galaxy Racer have so much confidence here, which is quite alarming for Izako Boars. I mean, there have been now 2 or even 3 instances of players from Galaxy Racer just going in for a straight-up commitment through Ivy. On the T side, it makes sense. On the CD side, though, that is completely bonkers. Desmond and Freddy Frog losing a bit of their health, but nothing of great significance. Avis, though, still poking around here in Pop Dog. Knows there's a player there, and of course, he can very easily just flush him out with just the 1 Molotov. Desmond, worst case scenario for him, there's a smoke to block off the vision of his opponents to escape safely. But so far, yes, it is a stalemate between the 2 teams, and no one's really committing anywhere just yet.
Smoke down as well, going to stop them at least from aggressing Pop Dog in the next sort of 15 seconds or so. Second smoke down as well to block off that corner. Close peek coming through, but stays on again. That loses his life there. Bit of an overextension as they tried to close out the kill where they did the damage. Unfortunately, that is not going to work out this time. 35 on the clock now. Pretty much down to these double AWP setups that they've gotten. We'll see if they can put them to any use. Pleasant gets away with the first. It's already the site under threat, though. An easy shutdown by Exus. And that once again might just force a save out of Galaxy Racer. Izako Boars a couple of rounds in a row looking really solid right now, as they make some victories off of the back of this one. That will force a save. 6-3. Thankfully, money is still present, like I said, but it seems like Izako Boars have finally found a little bit of composure to get themselves off the mark now.
Yeah, finally. Maybe that's what they needed to get that, break through that threshold of Galaxy Racer's consecutive round wins, and now they're in position to finally pick up a few rounds in. It is going to be a scenario where, yes, it is a 6-3 scoreline. Galaxy Racer, though, the one great thing for them is that some of their individuals, like Relax, for example, is just sitting on money. 8,600 of it exactly. That is loads of money to reinvest here for Galaxy Racer. Money is definitely not going to be an issue, but some of these late takes from Izako Boars have been a bit problematic. I wonder how will Galaxy Racer try to repel the Polish advancement. Will we see some more aggression coming out from their part? That seems to be part of the game plan. I mean, they have a few players very early heading over towards Ivy. In fact, yes, it is going to be the Ivy aggression time and time again. And this time around, there's no one overlooking it from the T side.
Really risky right now. Oh, Tabs as well. That peek out is absolutely perfect. He gets the drop down onto Toa. That's a great way to begin. And he sticks up close as well. Not willing to give up the fight and give up the map control. They've worked hard to get Exus, though. Works out for one, but gets traded back this time. Tabs shot through the smoke. 3 versus 3 to play. Dazon has to be very careful now. Pop Dog could become a bit more of a threat. He'll have that Ivy aggression. Relaxer hits the shot. Closes down Shane. A 3 versus 2 now, and it's Galaxy Racer that steal back the advantage.
Whoa, it's a pretty good advantage here for Galaxy Racer, and we have Suki moving in for this one, but oh, there's a player on the other side, and he just slips by the crack, allowing Suki to get in a very prominent position, even though it's still Avis with the bomb. But looks like the 2 players will just link up on the B bomb site. And of course, if you're someone like Freddy Frog, you will not expect the players to be in the bomb site so quickly. And he could get caught off guard, and this engagement is going to matter so much. But Suki checking all the angles, but not the one Freddy Frog is coming from.
Harvest now a little bit stuck there, misses the first shot, submits and realizes the fight is not his to win. Double sniper reserved as well once again as Galaxy Racer pick up another victory. This is a perfect start, really. 7-3 right now. Coming into the later stages of this first half. Still 5 or so rounds to play, however. We'll see what they can make out of this. Galaxy Racer, as long as they get anywhere close, let's say 9 or 10 rounds, they'll be in a very good spot. You know what Izako Boars are capable of on this T side. Getting 6-5 rounds is pretty much average for them, as it is their CT side where they do find more success, but so far so good, really. Galaxy Racer are having a great time, and considering it's a map they don't particularly play all too often, and if they do, it's particularly a drawn-out, longer game like overtime. To have a 4-round barrier so early is actually a really good start for them.
Ooh, Freddy Frog, though. Will he find good timing? Yes, he will. Just as the nades pop out, so does Freddy Frog. And he can even use the smoke grenade, the mist of the smoke grenade, to his advantage to back away safely. This is perfect for Galaxy Racer. Izako Boars, they can't even make their way into the bomb site. They get shut down. Or they can even open up the doors, and Relaxa gets the one on Toa, allowing Exus to somehow make a heroic play. But how on earth is he supposed to pull this one off? In fact, ooh, at least he tries to go for the engagement, but Dezon still wins it 8-3. That's been an incredible run of form from Galaxy Racer. The Swedish team is really having a epiphany of a great result, something I really did not expect to witness here. And so, yeah, again, we could just take a look at the replay of Freddy Frog's advancement. And I gotta say, though, him and Relax have been doing a stellar job here at fending off the defenders here on B side once they get a chance to play together.
Yeah, they seem to have realized now that they actually, more often than not, do need a bit more of support on that B bomb site. Again, many teams at the higher levels, top tier Counter-Strike, always play that solo B defender, but I think at this sort of level with, you know, how one-sided rounds can become, or how random rounds are. I mean, this pistol round here for Izako Boars, we never know what will actually take place, so it is nice to see that Izako Boars, you know, putting the pressure on and making Galaxy Racer adjust their own setups, but, I mean, unfortunately for Izako Boars, it's setups that are standing incredibly strong for Galaxy Racer. A simple eco round there to be played, 9-3 on the board, and a great start so far for Galaxy Racer. They've won the first half outright, a minimum of 6 rounds for Izako Boars to gather, but it is looking like the T side is really not being too kind for the Poles right now. They've had plenty of buy rounds to really scrape some victories, but it's been the Swedes so far having the better run of form.
True, and it's quite satisfying that there were instances where they got close. They got close to a post plant, 2v2, and yet still can convert those. Ooh, that's a bit dissatisfying. Freddy Frog, he was playing the off angle, and he dies too quickly. Plus, as well, takes the hit on the A-bomb side. Oh boy, this little becomes a very good chance for Izako Boars to take this one. Wherever they go, they'll have a weaker defensive to contest with, which for them, it is great. Looks like the one smoke has been deployed. Tabs will go in for the aggressive play. This is nice from Tabs. Of course, Shane, on the other hand, is expecting such a play, and well, Shane comes out on top, and so does Avis. As Dezen, though, finds one avenue to retreat from, he will try to save that AK-47 of his, because now he knows Izako Boars, they have swarmed the site, and they have full control.
Might try and do maybe a little bit of exit damage, but as Exus is already aware of his position, getting those kills is definitely not going to be possible here. And, well, as Galaxy Racer in the previous round get themselves a flawless victory, Izako Boars seem to do exactly the same here in this round, making at least round number 4 go their favor. Again, it's not particularly screaming anything close to success, but it is just a confidence boost right now. Dazon will at least find 1 kill, but I doubt that he gets away with any more. And that is exactly the case there. So, 9-4 found. Izako Boars looking to maybe try and battle some extra rounds at the end of this first half. But I think Galaxy Racer overall should be pretty happy with this half performance, given that they've at least won out on the CT side, the more important side to get a victory. They can at least go into the T half feeling, I wouldn't say comfortable, but definitely knowing that they've made some sort of success and given themselves an easier opportunity to actually win out on a map like Train. It's sort of, I'd say, a similar situation to Aves winning Nuke, right, against Copenhagen Flames. If they come and win Train, they've done the majority of the hard work, knowing that Galaxy Racer's best map, or one of the best maps for them to play, is Overpass, which is the second, so...
Nice change-up, though. Look from Galaxy Racer. This is the first time good to see them try and fight for Terrorist Connector so vehemently. 2 Molotovs, 2 players clearing out all the angles. They know there's no one there. This could have been the opportunity for Izako Boars to maybe take their forces and commit on the B-bomb side, but it's not the sort. Oh, that is a good flashbang, but Suhi still gets the win against Dezon. That's impressive. Great way to start things off for Izako Boars, whereas Galaxy Racer lose one of their own, and you can see that they're going to try to go for this one yet again, but this time around, it's the dry peek from Tabs that gets the job done.
Very nice. Good early refrag to find as well. That pretty much really stops them in their tracks now. No way for them to aggress so far, and they need a really big opportunity to be able to get out of this one with a win right now. 30 seconds on the clock. Lesson holding a little bit more of an off angle as they try to funnel themselves through this all-off position out through Sandwich onto the site itself, but Relaxer is in such a good spot as he gets the vision of the barrel. He's able to deny one, nearly a second, but does get pounced on this time. A 1v2 now to play, but they do not expect Freddy Frog to come from this position, and as long as he stays alive, he might be okay. He wraps around the left side of the bomb site, and I don't think Toa's aware. Of course he's not damage done, but still gets out alive for now.
This is doable. It absolutely is here for Freddy Frog again. He needs to be very careful of the angles, and well, he still finds Toa to win that one for Galaxy Racer. A clutch goes the way of the Racers. That is going to be double digits. 10 rounds have been acquired on CT side. Train is very nice here for Racer. And Izako Boars, though, well, at the very least, that bomb plant and the lose money bonus they have will allow them to reinvest in this one. It's still a shame, though, that even though they secured the initial frag, it still wasn't enough here. Freddy Frog comes in clutch when it matters most. Now, that is going to put Izako Boars in a quite dissatisfying position. They might get themselves the 5th round. That would be nice. But still, to bounce back on the second half is going to take some heroics from Izako Boars.
Really need a solid round to finish this off here if they do wish to get out of the half with something close to special. But again, 10-5 it's an okay scoreline on a map like Train. If it gets anywhere close to the likes of 11-4, though, that's where things do become difficult. Flashbang through by Suhi. He's looking for blood right now, and that is what he finds. So many tags in on the side of Galaxy Racer, of Izako Boars, but nothing that Galaxy Racer right now can do to actually get those kills. Tabs will try and go lingering for a kill. Suhi just about escapes into Ivy. It's an off angle being held, but that flashbang, it accidentally blinds Tabs there, which is a little unfortunate. But no, Tabs comes in with damage, keeping it at a 3v3. And Freddy Frog, he's just been gifted. He has the bomb in his hands and he can sit back and wait. But I don't even think he spotted the bomb. He plays for the kills instead.
Surely he has to be aware of it. Freddy Frog, though, playing a dangerous game. Exes hole with the op. Doesn't win that engagement. Oh, I really thought that could have been the nose to potentially give the chance for Izako Boars. Now this 1v2. Izako Boars, 30 seconds remaining. Very little time to work. And I do believe Desmond is going to get the better timing here on the peak. But no, he's just going to play it a bit far back to spot out the player eventually. Get that tap. And it will be 11-4. An amazing run of form from Galaxy Racer, considering this is a map they don't play too often, and their opponents, I mean, they picked into this one for one simple reason. They're very proficient here on Train, but maybe not today.
Yeah, this is a really strong half from Galaxy Racer. They have a point to prove. Maybe The premise of being on the brink of elimination might have just kicked these guys into gear. And like you say, we know that it's a map pick here by Izako Boars, but if they lose this one right now, again, I wouldn't completely write them out of the series for the fact that Overpass is a map that they do play relatively consistently. Their wins, again, though, are sort of like the same premise as Galaxy Racer on Train, let's say. If they win out on Overpass, it's usually an overtime endeavor or a close 30-29 round played match. So again, for a side that can punish like Galaxy Racer, I feel like they won't even give Izako Boars a chance to reach that sort of number. But again, we'll see in that second map, and we'll also see at the end of this half. It's not over yet, of course, but Galaxy Racer looking to make it exactly so. They know the pistol round could put them up to at least a 13 or 14-4, knowing that Train would essentially be in their back pockets, providing they won the pistol.
It's a good start, though. Plesson, great way to kick things off here. Shane is eliminated out of the equation. More players to go, though. Even though they do secure the frag, I mean, that smoke grenade is blocking off their vision, so they have to wait just a little bit longer. Toa is tapping away at T-Con, trying to find a player here, but Avis right now moves in. Plesson, though, good frag on Avis. Very nice little combo there with him and Relax. And now look at the rest of the frags. They go only one way, and that is the way of Galaxy Racer.
Finally, one return by Su. He may get a second, but not that it has any sort of impact there. 12-4. And Galaxy Racer do exactly what is needed of them. With Izako Boars now in such an uncomfortable position, this looks like they will have to go for either an eco to buy into the next or a force buy to take here. It feels like a tactical timeout. Okay, not being called, fair enough. I thought they were just holding off to make attack pause there. But this time, not the case, as it will be a full eco round. I do respect this decision, actually. Very common for teams to force buy in this spot, but Izako Boars realizing that, hey, the rifles are probably the more needed environment for us to be in at this point. So 13-4 will be almost guaranteed, but at least Izako Boars will have some sort of firepower to fend going into round number 18.
I think it's interesting as well that, you know, here on the CD side of Train, you have so little rounds to work with, and yet they decide to go, you know what, we're going to go for the full-on eco so that we could get the weapons out as soon as possible. I mean, it goes to show that Izako Boars, they're still hoping they can pull this one out of the hat, but it is going to require one hell of a performance for them to win the upcoming round. Even so, I can't be 100% sure if they're going to go for the investment in the next round, or maybe this is a double eco so they can get the rifles out, not on round number 18, but on round number 19.
Yeah, potentially. That could be definitely a chance. Galaxy Racer, like you say, they have looked like the such better side on rifles, so yeah, maybe it's Izako Boars just bulking all of their cash together to get away with some sort of success. But we are coming into this one. What can take place here as well? It's an easy shutdown, of course. Expected in that sort of position. That will be an instant closure of the round itself. 13-4. And yeah, it's very interesting here. We'll see what Izako Boars do, but they go for the investment, it seems. Exus, unfortunately, you'd love to see him on a sniper, but it is not working out in the slightest. So, economy just supporting the M4s. Utility is almost laughable for them, though. Galaxy Racer are in a real good spot to push this to 15.
That's true. They have a very good chance to do so if they win the gun round right here, right now. And well, current investment Izako Boars have pulled out. It's still possible, but remember, they at least have the M4s to work with. So the weaponry is there. They can absolutely get a few kills, but when it comes down to the utility department to try and hold on the players, now that's the difficult part for Izako Boars. A lot of times, teams in scenarios like this where they do lack on utility, they will consider just to reinvest, but not in the case of Izako Boars. No aggression, just playing the defaults.
What you love to see from Izako Boars right now. Getting ready for the B-sided defense, though. BR, flashbangs coming through. Good defense there. Toa holding the line, but only good for one. Again, it's that solo B-site defense that is such an awkward integration to deal with. Suhi, good denial though. Damage being inflicted, but Freddy Frog spotting out one more, but can't trade the kills. So much damage done though, and unfortunately, it's down to the two low HP players on the side of Izako Boars. Exa spotted, Days on to do the job, and all down to Suhi, leaving him isolated. 15 health and a massive dream on his back.
Oh, it would be impressive if he could somehow pull this one off, but I just don't see it happening. This is going to be, yep, him getting spun out by Dezon eventually to allow Galaxy Racer now reach 14-4. Just a few rounds away from securing victory here on the first map. And Izako Boars, I mean, they've shown some resilience in the past, but now it's just looking incredibly difficult for them to bounce back from the scenario. And no eco here. They're going in for the Street of Force by hoping that's going to be enough for them to try and win a round like this. And when there's very few rounds to work with, I can't really blame them. Oh, this is interesting. It's actually just Lonesome Toa who has gone for the purchase. The other players are being very seldom, not investing into anything.
Yeah, this is a real interesting buy round, actually. Oh, Shane, lovely little headshot. Lands on to Relaxer there, closing out at least a frag, but again, Izako Boars. Ooh, Avis, yeah, overextends a little bit. I like the idea, try and play for a bit of the information, but not going to work out this time. As Shane, though, tapping away with that Deagle. Working out for the trades, they're getting some real good frags, but Galaxy Racer so far that are keeping hold of the man advantage. That Molotov double is beautiful. And Exus last man alive. Galaxy Racer, this is such a punishing game of Train. And the fact that we're seeing them go so one-sided right now just shows that they seem to have really put in the work on this map. When you compare it to some of their previous results, the biggest sort of victory they've gotten in recent times was against a mixed-up stand inside of Movistar Riders, and that was a 16-8. And with the position they're in right now, they could be about to close this out much quicker than expected.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I didn't even expect them to make this that convincing or even potentially win this map. But the side of Galaxy Racer looking incredibly impressive. I mean, what they've cobbled up here is, again, a miraculous run of form. If only they can actually allow this to happen on the next map as well. This could be quite a quick end here for Izako Boars. But until then, Suhi, he's got something to say about it. Gets a Molotov kill here on Pleasant. Still is a 4-on-4, however. You can see Shane is going to go for a bit of a hunt. Checks in the Molotov, but this one's a little bit too deep. Taps, though, absolutely expecting a player right above him, and, well, Shane is trying to bait him out, but Taps is playing something very smart. There we go. Spots of the player. At least gather some extra info, but Toa gets the frag here and doesn't. Great way to fend off the B-bomb side. Even gets another, but Avis, though, missing the shot here on Relaxa, but still a very winnable round here for Izako Boars.
Yeah, with the position they're in right now, this is still open for business here. A single frag would change the entire outcome of this round. And looking at the way right now that utility is so limited. Oh dear, oh dear. That frag has brought the second player toward the A side. It is B right now that they're looking to fake out, but it is back toward the A bomb site. It all depends on timing here for the T side. Can they draw out the rotate is the question, and I don't think they have right now. Suhai still sticking around. The same for Toa as well, as he defends that backline so valiantly. As soon as he goes for the peak, surely... Oh, they've wasted too much time though right now. Izako Boars, this is perfect. Tabs though, not waiting for the extension. Suhai could be under threat. Time is ticking, but he gets the vital frag. Tabs down into a 1v2, but this time will not be able to turn it true. If they would have committed to the B site, they probably would have won the game outright already, but it's Izako Boars that keep themselves alive.
Yeah, but if there is one thing, they simply did not expect both players to come in so quickly. And well, props to Izako Boars for holding on to the city side for as long as they can. I mean, they get themselves at least one round in, but it does require a bit more effort for them to not even win this map, just even reach overtime. That's going to require 10 rounds in a row. That is a lot to expect, even from a capable team like Izako Boars. And From what I can tell, Izako Boars are in for a nasty surprise. Galaxy Racer looks like they want to change up the pace. Smoke's being deployed, and nice nade there in Avis. Thought we might see a sort of commitment here if we pop dunk on the A-bomb side, but nothing of the sort. They still have time on their side, and with that time, they can maneuver around the train map, even though they want to go in for brown host control. Yep, that seems to be part of the game plan.
Great damage inflicted there onto a couple of players as well. Too high and Ab is taking some real tags there. Need to be super careful with the way that this is going. Molotov's down, but a swing by Pleasant. Oh, that's beautiful damage. His work is truly done now with Avis down low. Suhai still tagged as well. 4v4, that nade just bounces right past Suhai. Nothing that he could do about it. Now the advantage massively in the favor of Galaxy Racer. Izako Boars a 4v3 right now. The utility limited. As that T side getting ready for the execution. 30 or so seconds on the clock. But it's down to the B site as they look for the entrance. They might have just sold the fake a little bit, but it's Toa that sticks around to defend. They've now got to commit, but leg spotted. First kill found, a lineup true. Relax, a missed shot though there by Avis. And the bomb site open now for the bomb plant.
It's coming in and the retake is on, but doesn't get the one on Avis. That could be it, but Shane though replies with a kill of his own. It is the 1v1. Shane though being softened out by the AK-47. I think he's got the high ground and he's got the victory as well. Very well played there by Shane in the 1v2. Relaxa not capable of winning the clutch here for Galaxy Racer, and does allow Izako Boars to remain alive here in the second half, even though the question is for how long can they suffice here. It's still going to be a very difficult run for them if they want to somehow even reach overtime.
They're showing signs of life, which is the best part about this. Izako Boars, whether they take it back to OT or whether they stick around for a little longer, who knows? All they need to do right now is start to really stack the confidence. At least get some rounds back before this map comes to a close. Izako Boars right now, this is where things could get a little better. You know, they've got the AWPs out. They've got even a scout on tower as well. We'll see exactly where this goes. I just saw the scoreline of the third map as well in the other series. They have overtime in every single map. On Nuke, Vertigo, and Overpass, they've had overtime. That's an insane series over there.
Oh, yeah, that is quite impressive how it's playing out there on the other side of the bracket. Well then, it's pretty standard stuff how this one's playing out at the B bomb site. I mean, it's echoing opponents that have managed to make their way into the bomb site itself to get that bomb planted. But overall, it's looking like the players of Izako Boars will just overwhelm the remaining forces, kill them, and of course, defuse the bomb. There we go.
Very nicely done there. Izako Boars closing things out, 15-7. Galaxy Racer now, with that money influx, will be able to go for a better buy round here. Relaxer into the AWP. That is pretty mandatory right now to be able to go for the defense of that sniper. Of course, Izako Boars having two of their own, so pretty much necessary that they put a sniper on the field. But single round needed by Galaxy Racer here to then close out here on Train. Head into Overpass with a really nice advantage. Run boost coming in, a leg onto Arvis. The nade might do the trick, but no. Just about escapes death, but a nice early tag there that sees some damage inflicted. How will Galaxy Racer react to this right now? It's a 3-man stack on the A side. This might be the perfect time to make an execution, knowing that Izako Boars have started to put a couple extra on B just for safety measures.
Yeah, this is where you do have the commitment over at Hop Dog here. Ooh. Molotov does not force Suhi in retreat. If anything, He's going to keep on holding this position because he's expecting someone from Galaxy Racer to move in or appear in his crosshair. Good shot here from Dezen. Does eliminate Suhi eventually. Now with 50 seconds remaining, there is the potential for Galaxy Racer just fully commit to the A bomb site right now. Look at how defensive is split as well. This is unusual. There should be at least one player on the B bomb site and the remaining 3 on the A side. But here, Izako Boars have spread out quite thin, 2 on 2. You're going to have to hold on to the bomb side. It is going to be rather difficult. Shane here on top of the trains waiting for the players to come in, and they will come his way. Aviz gets the 1, but Freddy Frog gets both, and that's the A bomb site opened up.
Like their time in this series might be nigh. Toa defending, waiting for the drop down, but a player in defense there tags him down to 50. And still the spray works out. And the timing couldn't be worse. 16-7. Galaxy Racer getting away with a very, very nice victory there. A map that never really expected them to take. They turned upon Train and proved us all wrong there, I feel. Izako Boars looked like the one to take that map, but it's Galaxy Racer that snatched it away.
That is pretty impressive what they've managed to achieve here. Galaxy Racer on their opponent's map pick. And of course now, folks, we're going to be heading over to Overpass, where Galaxy Racer is looking incredibly hot. Will they potentially make this 2-0, or can Izako Boars bounce back? There's only one way to find out, and you got to tune into the broadcast. We're going to be heading over for a very quick break, and once we'll be back, we'll bring you the second map of the best of 3, so stay tuned.
Initialize booting. These are your targets. You must find, capture and contain them until extraction vehicle arrives. Witnesses are irrelevant. Leave them unharmed if you can. End of a transmission. System online.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second series of the day. It is, of course, Galaxy Racer versus Izako Boars. Second map on Overpass here. A real interesting one to come up right now. Of course, we know that Train was snatched by Galaxy Racer, meaning we now go on to the Swedes map pick with a victory in hand, meaning all they need is Overpass to close out this series. We could have another 2-0 in our hands.
Yeah, I think it's quite likely that it might even come to this. Galaxy Racer have shown to be a very proficient map on a map like Overpass, a proficient team that is. And I would presume that heading into this one, Galaxy Racer just looking so confident. They win their opponent's map in a very convincing manner. They head on to their own pick. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Especially knowing the kind of form they're in right now. Train, what we just witnessed right here, was the best statistical victory that Galaxy Racer have had in terms of Train. So they seem to be coming into this one on very fine form. And looking at the map of Overpass as well, the fact that, you know, they've had some maybe difficult previous couple of games, a 22-19 victory against the side of Aves, a defeat to Espada, but again, some victories against the likes of Movistar Riders, Fate, Pact as well. They've got a real, maybe, you know, obvious chance of closing out this series here, but Galaxy Racer, well, we are getting into this pistol. Starting on the T side, at least, will have something to prove here, but it is the side of Izako Boars that really need to come up big here if they wish to stay in the series, and more so, stay in the tournament. This is elimination for one of these two teams.
Now, this is where things are getting incredibly dicey. X's, though, very much a very forward position there in long. He will consider to back away, does not go for the engagements, whereas Toa here in Connector finding out anything just yet, but is he aware of the incoming players there from Fountain? Now he's going to check and he's going to spot him out, and well, he loses his life because of it. Galaxy Racer now can keep up the pace, and well, they will clear our Connector for good measure.
Early start there, Galaxy Racer get the opening frag of the round as well. This one going to be maybe a chance right now to group up to head toward that a bomb site as a collective. They've got some decent utility still in the reserve as well. 2 smokes and 2 flashbangs. This could be a really nice way to actually get on to the bomb site without really having to expend too many fights here. But X is holding the line. Now those smokes come through, but Plesson just absolutely deletes him. The A side is clear, and that bomb will go down. Izako Boars, this is seeming like pistol round is out of reach at this point.
This is not looking too good right now. Plesson, great frag being picked up here. Shane with the one response, but quickly he gets eliminated here, and eventually Galaxy Racer, on the back of their very fast advancement of the A bomb site, they take over the site itself, get that bomb planted, and Izako Boars now, well, it's still early days here in the second map, so they can absolutely go for the force spy, and they will do exactly that. The pistols come out, and so do the armors, but also like the fact that they have some upgraded armors and even a kit here for Toa. That's pretty nice. That's something you don't get to see too often. When a team goes for the force spy, they'll get the upgraded pistols, they'll get the armor, but very few times will you see them invest in the utility and the kit in this case as well.
Very nice to see it. At least able to go for a bit more of a force investment. Hopefully can maybe make something out of this, but Tabs already gets the first. Nice return by Exus. They're able to swipe at least one frag, but unfortunately Pleasant shutting down the approach already. Toa inside of long as well, just sitting back. The other 2 down on the B site if necessary. Is Izako Boars getting ready, maybe a bit more B aggression as they start to incorporate that short push as well. They'll clear out the angles. All 3 players, or make that 4 players of Galaxy Racer, pretty much in a straight line across the map, just playing super default, working out the info, and should have now enough necessary to know that with Izako Boars being pushed up toward that B bomb site position on short, they can probably guarantee that the A side is the easier target for them here.
Even so, they can really just pick from whatever bomb side they want. They have a very clear advantage in this round, so they can very easily go A or B. There's a lot of utility being deployed over the A bomb side, but now Toa, great fragger, and Relaxa. Players will begin to move in the side itself. There's this nice smoke of walls, but Dezen, though, very much aware of the positioning there of Suki, and eventually will be Galaxy Racer to just close things out here. Not losing too many players, but considering it's a force bind, they lost 2. Overall, it is a good round.
Galaxy Racer still kicking things off here. Fortunately for Izako Boars now, an eco round to keep things going. They will have money for round number 4, of course, but so far looking like Galaxy Racer will be getting a very nice T-sided start. And interestingly enough as well, it's Galaxy Racer that are more preferred on the CT side in terms of their distribution of 1 round. So already guaranteeing 3 at the start of this one. A very good beginning for them, knowing that if they get out with, let's say, 7 rounds or so, they'll be safe to move into the later stages of this second map. Nice damage onto Shane. Galaxy Racer rotating every single player around toward that B bomb site for Izako Boars, but we love to see this. They're just toying with their food at this point. With Relaxer baiting there. Shane realizes, oh, the bomb's down. Yep, nope, it is a trap, unfortunately. Nice couple of kills coming through here, and it should be a relatively simple eco for the side of GR. A 3-0 start on the way, I feel.
It looks very likely here. They have to just mop up the players who are going on the simplest of ecos. So here they're just going to mop up business. Yeah, 3-0 start is looking inevitable at this point. Suki should be going down. He's trying to put up a bit of a fight, but not going to matter the whole grand scheme of things. 3-0 start here for Galaxy Racer. They win the pistol, the subsequent round right after, and of course the third one being the simplest eco. They secured that one as well, but this is now the real task. This is where your opponents will pull out the big guns, and Exos, already not wasting any time, picks up the AWP. Now he seems to be heading over towards, more over towards the fountain position, but he can always just try to look towards connector, what's going on there, or maybe even go for the early peak. Early peak it is, but he will not spout out a single player just yet. Flash reads in, and he has, Freddy Frog with a great kill here in Sushi.
He was fully blind there in that one. Takes out the first kill anyway. Doesn't matter how he gets it because it's an early frag to start. The M4 an upgrade as well, so that's even better for the weaponry. Dazon going to move his way over to that right side boost, although Toa seeming very aware of what could be. Dazon needing to drop that smoke. Arvis though pushing aggro, seeing if they can learn some information. Not this time, though, unfortunately. A great start for Galaxy Racer in this gun round. Toa, what a spray. Does get dropped down to 8 points of health himself, but he leaves tabs low as well. But a great lineup by Freddy Frog. Now some beautiful damage done as Shane is dead. Toa is low. That makes their life so much more difficult. And they can't get close to short. There is a gap in that smoke they do not wish to be in front of.
Oh, absolutely not. You have the 2 players going for a bit of a boost here at the B bomb side, but it's not effective. They don't find a single player, or for that matter, get a single kill. We are seeing tabs throwing down some of the utilities, some of the other grenades being deployed over the B bomb set, and this is actually working out very well for Galaxy Racer. Just in the nick of time, Relaxa enters the bomb site as the Opera X's begins to retreat, but he needs to hurry up right now. His teammates are being bogged down. That is a massive frag for Avis, and that second one as well might have just won them the round. Relaxa's flank is way too late, and even though he gets the kill here in Exos, there's no way in the world he wins this round, and he simply can't pull it off. Izako Boars, they finally get their first on the board.
Nice opening victory there for Izako Boars, able to get away with the early connection there, at least finding the bomb down as well. That pillar player as well, I believe Arvis there doing a great job to hold the line, ensure the site was ultimately safe. That is absolutely perfect. Galaxy Racer 3-1, the rebuy to come, and the AWP taken away from the side of Izako Boars as well. So that gives Relaxer his favorite weapon to hold on to. They'll be looking for some early engagements with that sniper, a boost into connector, something that Tabs does seem aware of. Again, the timing might just serve him very well here as, whoa, the spray comes through. This time good for Shane, as he'll be able to take out the first. And Galaxy Racer need to stop challenging those smokes. It's not worked out in these 2 rounds so far.
Not so much, if I'm being honest, but it's still early days. Maybe it's going to pay off in the next few rounds. And, well, I wonder if the push from Avis will work out for him. I mean, it looks like he's got just the right timing. Yes, incredibly so. As Freddy Frog looks away, he looks back just in the nick of time to get the frag on Avis. Relax, though. Doesn't gain the engagement against one of the opponents on the bomb site itself. Toa still overlooking the restrooms here. There's a flashbang from his buddy, but he will not commit just yet. He will just keep on holding this angle. In fact, no, he goes in for the commitment, goes a little bit further to try and find one of the players here. Nice Molotov being deployed, and Toa is going to move in. He's going to spring into action just as the players throw in the grenades. And Toa, as he finds one, he does not go for seconds.
Smoke down prevents any sort of peak this time, but they can pretty much funnel this GR side into the B bomb site here, although Tab somehow able to get away with one for free, though Shane defending the line. The bait was good enough, and Exus cleans the job. AWP retrieved as well, so that will go straight into the hands of Exus. Galaxy Racer now, money starting to plague them. Players like Relaxer, Freddy Frog, and Tabs all can get a safe purchase. The rest, not so much though, as now with the Izako Boars on their way back into this T side, or into CT side, sorry, making the rounds a little closer, and should be an opportunity for 3 on the board now, as Galaxy Racer will go for a pretty basic eco round, level out the economy, and get a buy moving into the next.
That's what you're hoping to see right now. Get the eco out of the way as soon as possible, and then just come back with the proper weapons here. And initially as well, I mean, that round didn't look too bad there for Galaxy Racer, but the positioning of Toa seemed to be the one factor that really set the tide of that round going the way of Izako Boars. Like the fact as well that Galaxy Racer, that's a nice turn from Dezon. Galaxy Racer not giving up that easily. They're actually, lingering around here with the deals. Maybe someone like Dezon can pick up yet another frag, and suddenly these lonesome pistols got a good chance at the round. X's though, yep. Now he's 100% aware of the amount of players that are coming his way. Well, throwing the grenade for good measure, and it slows them down quite a bit. Toa still in the restrooms, gets the frag here at Dezon, and as they begin to retreat, they'll try to find him. But he's got his knife out. It becomes an easy target here for Relaxa. X's though still holds the line without giving it up that easily.
3v3, 35 seconds on the clock right now as Galaxy Racer getting ready for an A-long attack. Exus though still, if they can distract long enough for the info here, it might work out, and it definitely does. Avis now isolated, a dink onto him, a finisher in the round, and Suhi last alive. An AWP collected. Galaxy Racer. What a round to win. Not only do they look like they've guaranteed a 4th, but look at the money for Izako Boars. Their round loss bonus is at minimum. It might have to be a force buy here, so they could have just gifted themselves a brilliant opportunity here on Overpass.
There we go. Not even going to save that rifle as Izako Boars. You're right about it. Their money is not in a great state. In fact, I don't think we'll see the force buy. I think we'll just see the simplest of ecos from Izako Boars. That seems to be the most likely option. In fact, maybe even call it somewhat of a partial one, because there's a CZ invested here by Avis, and the other players will not follow suit, in fact. Except for Suhi and Exus, who also get the deagles out. But yeah, what a great round to take here for Galaxy Racer. That's always the nature of those sort of pistol rounds where you think, what can these pistols achieve? And then out of nowhere, they come up with a few massive deagle kills. And Exus right now, again, close quarters engagement. Again, Tab's already being softened up by that D. Will evade the bullets. That's some fine shooting from Pleasant as well. The communication being on point here for Galaxy Racer.
Really nice there from Galaxy Racer. Handling the eco round incredibly well, despite loads of damage being inflicted onto some of these players, the likes of Pleasant and Tabs being super low. Tabs just wanting to sit back and defend as well. Might lose his life, but no, not this time. Too high, good defense. Arvis taken out, and a pretty clean round there. Damage done, but no deaths. In Galaxy Racer, this is a really good start. 5-2, pretty replica of how they began on Train with a real solid run of rounds. This time, it's the T side, though, that is looking successful. And again, I'm always going to keep referencing back to Galaxy Racer. It is their CT side where they have shown more prowess over their previous results of Overpass. So getting 5 rounds nice and early with so many still left to play is a really promising sign for Galaxy Racer. They look really on point today.
Oh, this is very nice. Obvious picking up a few, though. Okay, it shows that they're not going to give up without a fight here. That early aggression works out quite well for Izako Boars eventually. Of course, the bomb needs to be retrieved and will be in the hands of Dezen. Right now, this is where the Galaxy Racer will more or less have to rely on their individual aim to try to get him out of this pickle. Because in a 4 versus 3 like this one, you can very easily try to commit to one of the bomb sites, sure, but with the lack of intel, you're going to have to be very thorough in their approach before they can commit to one of the bomb sites. And they're yet to clear out the restrooms, they're yet to clear out long, and that could cost them some extra times and seconds. We'll have to wait and see. 55 seconds on the clock. Galaxy Racer will slowly but surely begin making their way in the restrooms. There's a certain Exodus here holding the angle, and well, Avis, he has shown his proficiency with the op in the past, and I'm not sure if he can pull this one off, but Exodus with the M4, ready and waiting.
We're going to be close this time, Relaxer. Able to get away with it. A missed shot there by Avis as well. That might just ward them away from that A bomb site. Are they willing to stick around though? Seems like they are, but they burn him alive. A 2 versus 2 now. The rotates in CT down to just Shane now. The bomb can go down, but it's a fake of the plant. Doesn't matter. The health is far superior for the side of Shane. Izako Boars taking it round number 3 here as they get away with a victory. Galaxy Racer can still rebuy, however. Money still an issue on the side of Izako Boars. It coming down to a 1 versus 1 is definitely not good for their economy in the slightest.
Oh no, and you could just see because of it, the investment in this round, it will be weaker than what they had earlier. It is quite satisfying that it has come to this, but you're gonna have to win consecutive round wins here, Izako Boars, if you want to make things competitive. As of now, we are seeing some of the players, going a bit out of their way for some more aggression here, Toa being one of them, but it's a very peculiar setup that they've allowed Lonesome Toa to just take this very forward angle, and there's really no one trying to back him up. Exodus to some extent, but oh, that's the thing. If there's a player coming out from Connector, Tabs will get that one, and he can very easily slither in back in Connector, and no one can try to refrag him.
Good early entry here on the side of Galaxy Racer. That's exactly what they were looking for. With Tabs having Connector control. Providing that they don't lose a life here on short, this could be perfect. The peek out, though, is absolutely beautiful. Dazon and Tabs, they group up together. And there is nothing they can do about it. 5 versus 2. The money, as I said, is absolutely in ruins. With Exus on that AWP now spotted out. Bomb goes down on the B side. Even if 2 players save at this point, it's not going to fund a full purchase for that CT side. And Galaxy Racer, they're getting better. They're looking more clinical in these rounds. That's a perfect way to show their prowess. And closing out a round like that, reading into the plays of that B short aggression there, seems like Galaxy Racer are just a step in front no matter what Izako Boars try and do.
Yeah, this is where things get a little bit scary, if I'm being honest. Do have, I was trying to back away from this one, and as we do see, yep, we'll just evade the bullets for now. This is a scenario where, yes, Galaxy Racer will be sitting on those 6 rounds. Your Exodus does go down, and so does Avis. They can't even save the weapons. That's how much Galaxy Racer wanted to make sure that the weapons are out of the hands of Izako Boars so that this upcoming round is as easy as pie. Because now, no one can really invest. They just have to go for the fullest of ecos. Maybe someone can get a P250 out, but that's about it. It is looking likely that Galaxy Racer, I mean, they're also having an incredible run of form here on this T side of Overpass as well. We didn't really get to see them play in the T side of Train that much, but as we can see here on Overpass, they're doing a tremendous job once again.
Especially if they can make this 7 rounds, and of course they're on an eco, so who knows what is going to come from this. I mean, with the fact that we've still got 6 rounds, including this one, to play, they're really starting to a fine run of form here. Scary that Izako Boars so far only have 10 rounds across the entire 2 maps that we've played at the moment, showing that Galaxy Racer are really proven they are the better side here today, at least. And see how this one goes. Of course, Tabs coming up through Connector again, proving that they can have map control and not need to worry about it. Flashbangs out. Players inside of toilets, which they might run into here. The USP can at least do some damage, maybe a chance of a trade by Exus. But as they already clear out the toilets, that is not going to happen. A 5 versus 2 already. And I am very impressed with Galaxy Racer. 7-3. They're really starting to run away with this map, and it's scary how quickly this series could come to an end.
Yeah, that's the reality a team like Izako Boars will have to face. Right now, 7 rounds for Galaxy Racer is already a very competent scoreline, and we still have no more than 5 rounds to be played out here, basically. Yes, Izako Boars, they really got to pull out something out of the hat, some sort of tactic or some sort of approach. For example, what we have been seeing more out of Izako Boars is some of that aggression, but the problem is with the aggression they've been doing, has been relying very much on individual aim. So maybe instead of having 1 player or 2 players or just 1 player pushing out, why not have 2 or 3 committing towards one sort of engagement, like in the fountain area, for example. Especially here with a lack of utility, this would be the best opportunity to try and do something more audacious with rifles. As we do see Suhi makes his way down Connector, and we do have 2 players very quickly moving up towards the fountain from Long and Suhi. Great way to open things up, and Relaxa also being overwhelmed by Toa. Now that's what I'm talking about.
Seems like finally they've worked out a way to counter the plays of Galaxy Racer here. They've got to play a little more disrespectful, unfortunately. They've got to go for these aggro pushes, these awkward scenarios, just to be able to get away with the early entries to win the rounds. And it seems like finally Izako Boars have realized that they needed to switch things up. I mean, there was no tactical timeouts taken. We've had none of that on Overpass so far, but it just seems like they've made a little bit of a realization here. Freddy Frog, though, that's a nice entry at least to that B site. Pleasant makes a second as well. Now, do not count them out of this. It's not the B bomb site that is even committed to right now. The bomb is at the back of T-spawn. Now, I'm praying that Tabs hasn't disconnected. He's not particularly moved. Okay, now he is. There we go. He hasn't DC'd, thankfully, but with the bomb being a little late to arrive, this might even force Izako Boars to send a player back toward that A bomb site, but Smoke may confirm their stay at least for a little while longer. They've got low health, but especially with Suhai being such a quick trade, it really is down to Toa on this angle.
No, 3-on-3. What is that? That's the grenade being deployed. Ooh, Toa still not giving it up, but Tabs, gets himself too. I think he might have done it, but Exus, though, the bomb's not being planted for him, and he even misses the shot. That's going to be Galaxy Racer pulling off the victory here in a very difficult B-side commitment. Still, Galaxy Racer managed to pull it off. Oh boy, Izako Boars, this is a downwards trajectory here in this first half. Not many rounds have gone their way, and I'm really surprised that we're not seeing a timeout or any sort of discussion amidst the polls. They're just playing it as it is, and clearly, that does not seem to be the way to go about things.
It almost feels like they're in tilt mode, right? When you see a team as tactical as this as well. I mean, Izako Boars, they're not really the most aim prolific type of team. I mean, they've got some great individuals, but we know they really run off of strategy, off of team composure. So to actually see a squad that understands their own playstyle not taking a tactical timeout, it almost feels like they have to be in some sort of tilt mode here and are just running off of their individuals, trying to get these kills and seeing if something or other will come to work for this side right now, but again, it's just not going to work out. Sooner rather than later, it's going to be like an elastic band that'll spring back in your face and really hit you hard, and it seems like this is exactly what's going on right now. 9-3, looking almost confirmed, as Arvis is on that AK-47. He can't get around that smoke or molly. The nades flying in as well, just making his life so much more difficult. They're not even committed to the A bomb site yet. They just had a single player here, and it's the B site they will look to attack. Or is it? Smoke goes down, but they are going to walk back up toward the A site. Arvis could actually read this like a book right now.
I mean, he has already. He knows where the players are coming from. All he has to do is win the duels, but eventually it does go the way of Galaxy Racer. I mean, the funny thing is as well, when Avis now was left in a 1 versus 3, that bomb was still very much in T-spawn, even when he gets that kill on the third guy. The bomb still needs to be picked up and needs to be recovered. I thought, don't tell me Galaxy Racer lose around on the back of this. They didn't though. They still managed to pull through. It got a little bit dangerous at the very end, but they can make it close as of now. I mean, they've already picked up 9 rounds. They have loads of money to work with, so a few mistakes here or there are to be expected. Exes though goes with the engagement, sees the player, pulls the trigger, does deal the damage on Dezen, and now aggressiveness here from Izako Boars, and it pays off. Shane gets his, but look at this. Dezen pushes through B short, leaving Lonesome Avis to fend up the side if he dies, but he doesn't. There's suddenly a very good opportunity for Izako Boars to win this one, especially with how close they are on actually winning this. Look at the positioning here of Suhi. He's right next to the bomb. He, of course, has no idea about it, but if someone like Relaxer recovers the bomb and begins making his way through Monster, he could become an easy target.
Side of the map as well, you've got Relaxer. Freddy Frog on this A side, about to walk into his death, unfortunately, and Galaxy Racer now seeming to play with maybe a little bit too overconfidence behind them, unfortunately. Sacrificing some of these aim duels to look to get quicker rounds, it does not seem to be paying off, really. Although, you can't take away from a player like Relaxer his AWP prowess. Get the knife out, though, buddy, or else you will walk into your death. And that is exactly what he does. Exus taking him down 9-4, and Galaxy Racer, again, the money is in the bank for them. At least able to rebuy moving forward, but I mean, no matter how this half really ends, 9 rounds on T-side overpass is a great number to finish on.
Yeah, this is a great amount of rounds for Galaxy Racer already, and remember, there are still 2 more rounds to be played out in this first half, so it could still go either way in all fairness. But yes, so many rounds to work with here. Galaxy Racer is going to be so good right now. Izako Boars, they will try to win these next few rounds. I mean, they have the best chance of actually still making the second map competitive if they win the 2 rounds. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think they have a lot of faith in themselves to try and pull it out on that second half. We'll see, though. Flash rains over the top. Exo is going to go in for the peak, but not see a single player just yet, which in itself could be a curse or a blessing. But Tabs, though, gets the one in Suki. They will now push down Exos as well, and that's already a softened B bomb site.
Oh, so good. This is perfect right now. Galaxy Racer getting ready for the B-side attack, but again, they're not even doing that. They're playing super default here at this point. Right now, there's no reason for them not to. They are in a really good spot. With 47 seconds left, they've really got a lot of time to put the pressure on here. They've sold a little bit more of a fake, keeping the Izako Boars side at least majoritively down on this B bomb site. But and look at the corner being held by Toei. He's got the game sense to understand that this might be a fake, and this time it is, but Plessen holding the line, leaving Arvis down into a 1v5. Now, if Galaxy Racer have, kept themselves up, if they've, worked out the info, they should realize that Arvis is an A-side defender, and they do exactly that. 10-4, a very nice round from GR, and double digits secured, breaking the bank of Izako Boars.
Oh, that is horrible as well. They can't even win that round as Izako Boars, and now their chances of winning the last one have also decreased significantly. they have to go for the investment. It's the last round of the first half, but it's lackluster. It's SMGs. It's some utility, which is quite nice to see. But it is primarily 4 MP9s. And the scout here in the hands of Suhi, fair enough, does deal the damage here in Freddy Frog. But overall, it is not looking too good here. This tries to hold down, and he simply cannot do it well. In fact, once he gets that first kill, actually it allows for Shane to peek in. So maybe this 3-on-3 is still somewhat doable for Izako Boars, even though it is looking quite difficult for them.
With damage done to Shane as well. Tabs, of course, confident. Wait for that smoke to dissipate, knowing there's not anything behind it. Tabs, of course, getting ready for this one. Still so much time left on the clock as they get ready for a B-side approach. 3 smokes, 2 mollies, 3 HE grenades. They've got enough utility to be okay and safe here. Toa, though, moving in through connector. That door soon to be opened. Timing, though, good for him as he drops the bomb now. Gets away with the first. Smoke down to defend as well, but needs to recover the bomb with 40 seconds or so. There is decent time to do this, but can they prevent the push right now? The Molotov does some damage, but it's all down to Relaxer. He gets away with 1, looks for the second as well as he hits it, and they know where Toa is, but still, it's down to a 1 versus 1 now.
Oh, and Toa, he cannot do it against Relaxer. He manages to get all 4 here for Galaxy Racer, and I mean, this is an incredible scoreline. 11 rounds being picked up. Galaxy Racer, they definitely deserve the victory here on this first half. The amount of crazy plays we've seen out of the Galaxy Racer side and being able to win these absurd rounds just gives them not only an edge in terms of rounds, but also in terms of confidence. If you're Izako Boars, you're probably thinking, well, this is just, how are we supposed to win against these guys who just seem to be hitting just every single shot? And that's the thing as well. It is quite easily reflected on the scoreboard. If you take a look at the players here, no one's really having a standout run. It's just everyone's just having a good performance.
Nexus find the early, at least, opener for Izako Boars. Wanting to bring some sort of success to the pistol. Well, stays on. Oof, does get shut down by Suhai. Closing out 1 at least, down to a 5-on-3. This is a great start for Izako Boars. Oh, Freddy Frog, though. Nice angle being held. Would not challenge him at distance with that USP. Just do not need to have that sort of bullet flying towards your head. Relaxer, though, spots out 1. Freddy Frog, do not let this happen right now, Izako Boars. Damage done incredibly. They try to overwhelm Freddy and finally do, but they've got some massive tags in there and Relaxer on their back as well.
Oh, what a pickup as well. That bomb being dropped, they could very easily just fully focus on Lonesome X's, and they'll do exactly that. Relax, a great pickup here, and well, that is going to be 12-4. Galaxy Racer managing to win the pistol as well, putting Izako Boars in a very awkward position. What do they do? $2,000 for every single player. Do they save or do they invest? Right now, it looks like it is going to be the investment. They will not try to eco this one out. They will try to win a round right here and right now.
Really starting to become very, very tough right now for Izako Boars. Forced by a round coming up might just be the be-all and end-all, perhaps. 14-4 on the cards if they win out on this one, and Pleasant, he does exactly what is required. He spots out the info. Nades come over the top. No real damage inflicted, but it softens up the targets. Now with Toa aggressing, that's a beautiful double. Well, Shane, though, nice response there. Tabs, however, closing it down. It comes a little closer, but I think GR just about ride the wave of this round. And there we go. 13-4. Galaxy Racer and eco round having to come through right here. Izako Boars getting ready for a full eco round and 14-4 looking likely. Oh dear, oh dear. Galaxy Racer. This is such a dominant performance. Very replica to how we saw the Skade game going in that third map of the series previously yesterday. Freddy Frog, nice early entry. Eagles and Kevlar to be bought up, but it seems like that is pretty worthless. As I say that though, Toa already comes up big with a double. That nade does some further damage, but Pleasant needs to fall back and be careful right now. An M4 available, but Avis. Oh, that is some costly peaks there as Pleasant. That's perfect. Down to a 1 or 2 versus 3. Habs in the corner of that B bomb site, but is the A side they're looking to approach. Dazon has the M4A1S, a very precise rifle at that. With so much time left on the clock, there is no reason for Izako Boars to overextend just yet. They can sit back and try and psych out this Galaxy Racer side. See if they can overwhelm them in the later stages of this round. But as time ticks away, they do need to make a decision very soon right now, with this one starting to become a little more obvious. With the A side being clear, with B side being clear, Bane will try and walk on through, gets ready for the peak, but loses out on the duel. Dazon, though, he has been sold a little bit of a fake. With 20 on the clock, he will stick around on the A side, though.
That's really the only option right now. They just have to stick around the bomb sites and wait for the players to come to them. Dazon will be the only one holding on to the A bomb site. Well, once he hears the plant coming in, oh, he actually drops the bomb carrier. That's massive. He has just won the round because of it. Even though the two players were there, the bomb was being planted in a very open spot. And to make matters worse, Toa even dies after the timer. So the remaining players of Izako Boars can very easily invest into the AKs like it's nothing, but Toa will have to play with just the Tech 9. That is quite the satisfying that it has come to this, a 14-4 scoreline. And Izako Boars, I mean, just playing it as it is. Again, no timeouts, no nothing. They believe that they've got what it takes to just win this one round that could change the tide. But from our perspective, this is looking like pretty much a capitulation here of Izako Boars.
Yeah, it's seeming likely. Unfortunately, they aren't looking as, well, confident. Shane, though, that's a beautiful spray. Lands onto Pleasant, gets the early entry. Arbis with a second now. That is great. Relaxer and Tabs responding. Do they realize where Exus is, though? Not this time, but no, the spray whiffs it a little bit, but it is the B site that is opened up now. Exus able to move back into safety. Bomb will go down, and it seems like Izako Boars right now are sticking around on this map maybe a little longer than we might have thought, as it looks like a gun round will be going in their favor. Now, Galaxy Racer, yeah, the wisest choice seems like they're going to save for this round.
That seems to be a very reasonable goal to make, especially now, 14-4. Your opponents have one hell of a long run to even try to equalize the scoreline at this point. Once they achieve round number 5, that would require for them to take an extra 9 rounds in a row to just equalize things. And Izako Boars just haven't really struck me with this confidence that they can do such a task, especially now after the first one, and even more so after the second map, how it has played out. But of course, for Galaxy Racer, yeah, they saved some of the weapons here. They don't have to go for the Force Buy just yet. I would presume it could be the simple eco, but considering they have so many rounds to work with, I wouldn't be too surprised at all if it is a Force Buy here from the Swedes.
Yeah, you'd almost feel like it is here. Pleasant with the investment of that Desert Eagle can get Kevlar and maybe a flashbang in there as well, with Freddy Frog and Relaxer able to drop out some FAMASs or MP9s. Would actually prefer the MP9s in this sort of position just to be able to have some extra utility on these couple of players as well, but it feels like it needs to be a force buy round here. Like you say, with the Izako Boars still being a long way off right now, there is going to be a big decision having to be made, but a force buy it is. A FAMAS dropped out there by Relaxer can still get a little bit of utility as well, but that's what you like to see. Freddy Frog dropping an MP9. Now stack up with a smoke and a couple of flashbangs as well. or maybe even just keep the economy moving forward. But yeah, he gets the full set of nades. It's actually not too bad of a buy round when you look at it this way. Sure, Plesson's on a Desert Eagle, but a single kill would get himself a weapon saved. And Dazon on that MP9, if he sits in the right angles, can be such a nuisance. So yeah, it's not too bad of a buy round here, but Izako Boars, they've made a very wise choice. It's a B stack here by Galaxy Racer, but it's A-long control for the T side.
Oh, it's very fast indeed. Look how rapidly they're just moving in here for long. They haven't been stopped or even spotted out by a single player. Now Relaxer comes in and he's going to be in for a nasty surprise. The amount of Izako Boars players is overwhelming, yet he gets two. That's unbelievable how in that position he still manages to make things competitive. And Alves, though, goes down to Plesson. That's just the power of the Deagle and the close quarters engagements. And now Toa needs to hold this one down. That Molotov actually goes in favor of Toa. He can now simply not focus about the position of Bank, except for now. As the Molotov fades, he needs to keep a close eye on things. There's two players coming in. And of course, there's one from long, but Toa nails him. There's Freddy Frog from the restrooms. And Shane goes down as well. Remember, there's a kit for Galaxy Racer. And they win the round here. Round number 15 being picked up. Galaxy Racer, what an impressive win to take.
So good there. The force buy round working out entirely as expected. 15-5 map and series points, and Galaxy Racer, they are on the precipice of now stealing away this series, and more so, unfortunately, knocking out Izako Boars right in close fashion. Again, it's a 1-2 bracket, so of course, whoever loses this does unfortunately leave the tournament. That nade, oh dear. Very nice tags inflicted. Suhai down to half already. And with the limited utility they've gotten, it's going to be more based on the aim duels, and you can tell with the Izako Boars, they're pushing up, they're trying to pressure the angles, but Relaxer, he's far too crossed already. They might spot him out, though. Some good damage. And a double return, make it 3. They might just live to see the light of day. But again, it's another difficult round for Izako Boars.
Oh, this is a little bit awkward as well.
Bomb.
They managed to take over the bomb side, but yeah, they need to recover the bomb. Of course, Tap's not going to be aware of it, though. Or
imagine
I wonder how
okay. Yeah, if he was running, I was going to say he might reach it before Suhi does, but he's okay, I think.
Yeah, but is Suki gonna run towards B or A? That's the one big question for me, because he now recovers the bomb, and if he considers to run up A, if Tabs go towards... Okay, he's not gonna go towards connector. Phew, I mean, there's so many question marks in this one. It's just so hard to say, and there's a lot of time being wasted right now for Suki to run over to the A-bomb side, but it is looking like Izako Boars will eventually just get over to the A-bomb side, get that bomb planted, even though it did get a little bit awkward here in one instance.
Rather than later, Tabs is going to work it out, but with no utility, it's probably just wise to save the weapon instead. And money is a little bit on the up and down side. Tabs with $1,000 in the bank, the rest not particularly too stacked up there. But even so, it's pretty much the same scenario as what we had on Train, right? Galaxy Racer had an opportunity to close it out like 16-4, 16-5 like this one, but again, had to give up a couple of rounds there just to ensure that they had the money ready for a full, proper rebuy to close the deal. Seems like that will be a similar scenario here as well. 10 rounds in a row. We'll make it 9 after this one that Izako Boars need to win if they do wish to take this into overtime. But the likelihood of that happening with the inconsistencies that we've seen from Izako Boars over the series so far, definitely looking scary. And especially like yesterday, it's very reminiscent to the game that we saw against Skade, where, you know, during the series with the Bulgarians, they made it to 3 maps. They looked very good on a couple of those games, but it got to Overpass and everything just fell apart for Izako Boars, and it seems to be doing exactly the same here as well.
Yeah, this is going to be an area where Izako Boars, it has less fallen apart from them this whole best of 3, but I mean, they're still in the fight, so I guess that's something worth pointing out, that they haven't given up that easily, that they're still trying to go for this, as difficult as it may be, or sound for that matter. Shane now, ooh, tries to go for the engagement, does win the one. Suhi gets his on Taps. There's a lot of aim duels taking place across the map, but I guess you're not expecting too much out of Galaxy Racer. I mean, they are on a forced by scenario, so they will rely on their individuals to try and accomplish something. Pleasant still has that AK-47. Maybe he can get a frag or two, but overall, this is turning out to be like round 22 will go the way of Izako Boars. Relaxa out here by his lonesome. In with the wraparound comes Exus, so that should be an easy pickings. And there we go. Pleasant now reveals his position, so the remaining players can very easily avoid him and just run over the B bomb side. It is looking likely that Izako Boars will get the 7th, as now the players from Galaxy Racer, I mean, there's no other way of putting it, this round is already lost.
Like this one will be keeping us around for at least a little bit longer now. Pleasant saving the single AK, but it will have to be a eco round to come for the next one, of course. But Galaxy Racer, they are really starting to look like a convincing team. I mean, we saw them throughout the 9 to 5 Dawn stage, or the 9 to 5 sort of early Swiss bracket. But again, it's a side that we know can be very up and down in terms of their results. So it's actually really good to see them being able to come through into this sort of bracket and actually look convincing against a side like Izako Boars, who are very unpredictable in terms of what they're able to do in their series. So again, it's always a good sign, but obviously making it through the Dawn stage, now looking to at least stave off elimination for now. In terms of this bracket, there is one game left for them if they do make it through this one. But Izako Boars here. 15 to 7, a full eco round to come. Will be a bit more of a B-sided stack on the side of Galaxy Racer, but that's a great early entry. Shane getting away with the first, but a nice return by Tabs, and all they need to do now is play default. Do not need to overextend here.
Oh, Relaxa though with just P2K gets the frag of Exus. Tabs doing the damage, and Suhi. It's good to see that Suki responds, but he's lost a lot of HP. Doesn't now. AK-47 in hand, having a difficult time when getting the frag, but now the fact that he can survive here for as long as he can, this could be enough. He gets the one on Aviz. Now Toa and Suhi need to be incredibly careful, and look at this.
No.
Look at Relax's positioning.
Oh, that's going to deny the bomb there as well. Suhi, 3 points of health, and ladies and gentlemen, they win it on an eco. Galaxy Racer, 16-7 on Train, 16-7 on Overpass. They take the 2-0 and sadly knock out the side of Izako Boars here.
I mean, that is quite the satisfying. Not gonna lie. I mean, you end the best of 3-2, no, fair enough. But the fact that you also win it in such a convincing manner as well, 16-7 on your opponent's map pick, which is also not a great map for you, that is pretty impressive. Then you go into Overpass as well. It is a map that Izako Boars still know how to play, but still can pull it off with the victory. 16-7 again the next time. I've got to say, though, this is a team I haven't really seen play that much. I mean, I have seen these, you know, the names are Freddy Frog, Relax, Plus, and I've seen them time and time again. But this particular combination of players just seems to be doing an incredible job here, and I'm really interested to see more of them in the next stage of the 9 to 5.
Yeah, they seem to have some great life put back in them with the likes of Dazon and Tabs coming in. They had, obviously, in the past, they had like Botan and such. They were swapping out players in terms of, you know, the older iterations of this squad. And it come to a point where we were seeing these players that regularly, sort of back in like 2019, like December, from like sort of August to December. We've seen them so much in terms of like their Yapaleno squads and such that it just got so repetitive to watch. But now, obviously, that they've got these new breadth of life in terms of Tabs being that really good frag in IGL, Dazon looking like a bit more of a younger prodigy, it actually makes this side a lot more enjoyable to watch. And like you say, much more convincing in how they can close out these games here.
Yeah, without a doubt, things have been looking pretty solid here for Team of Galaxy Racers caliber, but it is a shame that, you know, they still have a chance to fight here, to still qualify for the playoffs, you know, whereas the team of, you know, the boys here from the Polish side of Izako Boars, they simply are out of this one as they go down 1-3. That means they're out of the Swiss stage.
Yeah, unfortunate there, joining the likes of SJ and the likes of Copenhagen Flames at that 1-3 mark. I mean, looking at the 2-2 bracket now, it's setting up really interestingly, Aves, Galaxy Racer, Singularity, maybe the likes of some of these Cobra side potentially to drop down, but it's looking like a very interesting sort of 2-2 potential bracket that comes up. So obviously those games will get decided tomorrow, but the Swiss bracket looking real tasty around that sort of 5th best of 3 that will be coming up tomorrow. So it's open for anyone's business, really.
Yeah, there's going to be the opportunities for these players to try and come up here with the wins. I will say this though, so far, if we're talking real briefly about some of the surprising runs here.